Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Good day, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of Comstech and myself, I welcome all our distinguished speakers from China, from different cities of Pakistan, and participants present here in person and also joining us online from different member countries of the OIC to the Sino Pakistan workshop on traditional and space medicine. We will begin this program with a recitation from Holy Quran.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الرحمن علم القرآن خلق الإنسان علمه البيان الشمس والقمر بحسبان والنجم والشجر يسجدان والسماء رفعها ووضع الميزان ألا تطغوا في الميزان وأقيموا الوزن بالقسط ولا تخسروا الميزان صدق الله العظيم.
Jazakallah. Ladies and gentlemen, before we begin our technical talks, some housekeeping rules. I would request all our speakers to please limit their talks between the time duration of 12 to 15 minutes. And also all the participants who are here among us, if you have any questions at the end of the talk, please raise your hand, introduce yourself, and then your question. Now, may I request His Excellency Professor Dr. Muhammad Iqbal Chaudhry to please to come over the podium for his welcome remarks and his keynote lecture entitled Unani Herbal Medicinal Systems, Education, Manufacturing Practices, Regulations, and Registration Laws. Please welcome Professor Dr. Iqbal Chaudhry.
Professor Dr. Shiming Zhu, dear sister, thank you very much for coming all the way. We have three very important categories of guests. Researchers, we see Professor Shi, Professor Asna Dar, Professor Yaz, my colleague Professor Dr. Azhar from ICCBS, Dr. Muaz is here, Dr. Jamshed Iqbal, Dr. Atia, and many more. So a very distinguished group of researchers who are working at the interface of chemistry and biology, particularly focusing on clinical and research-based validation of traditional medicines. And then we have representative of industries. So we have several colleagues from China today and tomorrow, because tomorrow we will also have an online meeting where we would have representatives from various industries who work on the manufacturing and international marketing of traditional medicines. And perhaps most importantly, the group of regulators. They are the one who controls our life, they just hold us from here. And they're the one who regulate and regulate for the good purpose. And I'm so absolutely delighted that they are very knowledgeable people. So with this nexus of three different categories, we intend to make this event of today, which was planned for 2 days, but was then condensed into just one single 2-hour session, a very meaningful exercise. And tomorrow, of course, we'll have another online meeting, which I would request you to kindly attend from your own comfort zone, from your home, where we would plan how to implement traditional Chinese medicine Kharsan. But it's not only traditional Chinese medicine, this is traditional knowledge of healing, which is important. Which is important because traditional medicine sustained life and health of people from the ancient time till the modern medicine emerged, from Professor Fleming identifying antibiotics, or Professor Jenner developing a vaccine. So modern medicine or biomedicine is a very recent thing in the last 1 century, about 1.5 century. But life, if you look into the history of human race, you'll find different eras where life expectancy was more than 80 years. So if you think that we are living longer and healthier because of modern medicine, this is not correct. Greeks used to live longer than us. Ancient Italians used to live longer than us. Many regions in Africa, even in Egyptians, they recorded a life expectancy of over 70 and 80 years. So this is very obvious that this is not the only system of medicine. Traditional system of medicine are important by virtue of various accounts. And it is holistic because it is away from the reductionist approach. Biomedicine, so-called biomedicine, treat human body. And I'm not really any disrespect to any medical doctor, but biomedicine treat human body as a car or a refrigerator, where you just replace a faulty part. Human body is not a car or a refrigerator. It is a very complex machine which involve whole range of different attributes. So human health is not only physical health. Human health is spiritual health. Human health is mental health. Human health is societal health. So a whole range of different healths which eventually emerge into wellness. So traditional medicine treat human as a whole. Biomedicine treat a part of or biochemical of a human body. Second is this is also very connected to our acceptance of nature. We accept nature as being part of it because we grew with it. So it is very much inculcation of natural linkages with the human soul right from the beginning. Apart from accessibility, affordability, and others, traditional medicines are important. And now WHO, being recognized back in 1960s, has now, developed its own policy, which demand every member states, and regulators know that better than me, every nation has to integrate traditional system medicine in their healthcare system in seamless manner. So if I'm sick, I don't care whether I get a capsule, an antibiotics, or decoction of a plant, or a ritual, or dua, or whatever. I want to be treated. That is what I really want. It has to be patient-centered. It has to be human-centered rather than a system-centered. And this is what exactly WHO want. The name has been changed from alternative to complementary medicine. Now it's called complementary, alternative, traditional, complementary, and integrative medicine. So it integrates. It's not integration into the medical education system, it's integration of a system into a healthcare. So it becomes extremely important. And with this virtue, I'll just introduce you to another very important traditional system of medicine, which is as old as TCM, as important as TCM, and has lots of commonalities with TCM. So it is a system of medicine which is very much documented, experimented, and has lots of common characters. Traditional Unani medicine, Unani means Greek system, Greek. And first, let me recognize this wonderful person, our very dear friend, a dear brother, Professor Shin Min Liu, who is stuck in presidency, rehearsing of receiving a medal for tomorrow. And hopefully he'll join us very soon. He has made seminal contribution introducing TCM in Pakistan. So he's truly an ambassador of TCM in this country, and certainly someone, a great soul, which inspire people, who really help and get strength of helping others. He has been awarded Tamgha Qaid-e-Azam, which is an honor for any foreign national for exceptional services rendered to Pakistan. So this actually a true reflection of the importance of traditional Chinese system of medicine and its integration into Pakistani system through the efforts of Professor Dr. Shin Min Liu, and with the name of the great founding father, this has been bestowed upon him, which will be given to him tomorrow. Professor Liu has made seminal contribution in many accounts, and I'll introduce that when we will have a press briefing. Most importantly, he started this space medicine program in Pakistan, which our institution, Dr. Raza is here, our institution, Hamdard University, Professor Asna is here, and then several institutions in China are pursuing together, and it's called Seed in Space program. Okay, United System of Medicine is a very interesting blend of Western and Eastern system of medicine, a great mix of traditions of two cultures. Unlike other system of medicine, Greco-Arab or Unani system of medicine is not regional. It is truly international. So our Vedic system of medicine is confined to Indian subcontinent. TCM is, of course, China is very big, but it is China-centered and the other neighboring countries of China. The traditional United system of medicine is not linked to any region. It is truly an international system of medicine, which named differently in different countries. If you go to Iran, it's a Persian system of medicine. If you go to Arab, it's called Arab system of medicine, because it has really absorbed the knowledge, traditions, and wisdom from Greece, where it started, Egypt, India, China, Iran, Iraq, Spain, and Central Asia, and so on. So many of it. It is called Greco-Arab because these are the two nations who contributed the most in the development of this wonderful system, which is now recognized as one of the most premier systems of medicines in human healing practices. As I said, the origin is Unani medicine, and then Unani system medicine, a global perspective. Today, Unani system of medicine with hospital and educational research institution. It has education system. It has clinics, hospitals, regulatory authorities, and over 470 million people worldwide, according to World Health Organization, are the users of Unani system of medicine. This makes the third largest one after TCM and Ayurvedic. And in this beautiful country of ours with 242 million people, TUM, traditional Unani system medicine, is the premier system of medicine. And that is so extremely important in terms of understanding that we appreciate traditional practices. And therefore, we as a nation, much more prone and acceptability for TCM. So we as a nation appreciate the traditional healing practices that make a fundamental, basic, foundational ground for TCM to be introduced here. And there are so many universities, 28 registered TBA colleges, 14 universities. Professor Asna belonged to one of these universities, which is called Hamdard University, a bigger one, which grant degrees at different levels, from bachelor to master to MPhil and PhD. Hamdard University, Kashmir University, there are two universities which were founded with the promise of granting knowledge in traditional system medicine. Of course, they have the other subjects also. Vice Chancellor Sahab Tashreef Rakhte hain. Sir, I've just seen you. Higher Education Commission has approved this curriculum of Unani system medicine, so it is regulated in terms of education too. Large hospitals and clinic, including Hamdard University's own hospital, 60,000 registered Unani practitioners, and if this number has increased, I to be corrected. And registration of Unani doctors. So they are the most important group of people who render TUM to the people. So after completing their education, they're registered by the Unani system and by National Council for TIP. Very important, because we have, like Pakistan Medical and Dental Council, PMDC, similarly, there is a National TIP Council which registered and do really often conduct examination also. And Unani pharmaceutical manufacturing industry is not regulated yet, but it is in the process of coming to the domain of drug regulatory authority, which would then eventually regulate the manufacturing and hopefully will promote good manufacturing practice. Over 200 registered manufacturing units, and some of them are really as big as Abbott in Pakistan or GlaxoSmith or Klein, or I mean, they are really large organizations. And currently they are registered as OTC. I will not really touch upon it because we have a much more knowledgeable speaker representing TRAP to talk about this. These are some of the most popular herbal manufacturing industries in Pakistan, large one, and they are also export-based industries. Research, our center in Karachi, International Center for Chemical and Biological Sciences, has done right from 1966 tremendous work on validating the scientific content of medicinal plants. And Dr. Siddiqui's work, Dr. Tarwan's work, and our own work has contributed in enriching the understanding of these plants and their therapeutic relevance. National Institute of Health works in Islamabad. Pakistan Council for Scientific Industrial Research has some contribution made in it. Pakistan Forest Institute in Peshawar. Pakistan Agriculture Research Council, Hamdard University carries lots of research projects, and they have also documentation, a very important one, because they're the one who really compiled Hamdard Pharmacopoeia, and that is almost a national pharmacopoeia of Pakistan, because we do not really have any equivalent of it. Kashmir industry has also, especially in cultivation of medicinal plants. Philosophy of medicinal plant based on 4 principles, which are very close to TCM. And principles, the basic theory of Unani medicine based upon the well-known 4 humor temperaments. And these temperaments form the foundational basis of how disease is diagnosed and treated. They are the key important strengths of Unani: disease prevention, health promotion, curative power, particularly for chronic diseases, rehabilitative potential, sustainable and inclusive because these are nature-based, and individualized because the doctors are trained to identify the individual attributes of a patient. And they are particularly useful for these disorders. Have their own instructs. They are not only for acute illnesses so much, but for chronic illnesses, this is acceptable and strong. There is also, because someone is going to talk about food and medicine nexus in Unani system of medicine, is called Ilaj bil Ghiza, which means dietotherapy. This is a term which I coined and has been accepted now. Means the treatment with food and food medicine nexus. Ilaj bil misla, which is organotherapy, Ilaj bil dawa, and Jarahat, which is surgery. So you can see that among four of them, only one is related to medicine. The others are related to various other kinds of approaches towards holistic human health. United System of Medicine was accepted by WHO. Many national governments have recognized United System of Medicine in post-COVID. The more people are using United System of Medicine to boost the immune system and to prevent the diseases. There are non-medication treatment also, cupping therapy, which is common in TCM and others. And there is a growing global influence. There is a growing global influence. More and more countries are adopting United System of Medicine. In fact, there are countries such as UAE who has accepted this as one of it. And Lotus Institute in Abu Dhabi is the premier institution where they're working on it. Pakistan, China tie up in herbal medicine. It has been the part of 8 protocol, 9th protocol, and it is now accepted. I've been told that the act is amended. It is with the authority, and very soon TCM will become an absolutely legitimate form, which will open up not only the opportunity for patients to get treatment by this wonderful human wisdom, but also at the same time open up possibilities for clinical trials, registration, and other aspect of it. This is the last slide with the good news that inshallah we'll be able to have much of these wonderful things being part of our national healthcare system. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, for a very comprehensive talk. Should I take questions or should we move to the next speaker?
Whatever.
Okay, so maybe we can take 2 questions, one from in-person audience and one from the online audience. We have 75 participants online. So is there any question for His Excellency Professor Dr. Iqbal regarding his talk? Do we have any question here? Okay, so let me see the chat box. Okay, so maybe we'll move to the next speaker. Thank you very much again, sir. Next speaker, we have Professor Dr. Ziming Zhao. Professor Dr. Ziming Zhao is associated with Hunan University of Chinese Medicine, Hunan Engineering Technology Research Center for Medicinal and Functional Food. The title of her talk is Development of Medication Food Homology and its Research and Application in Healthcare. Ladies and gentlemen, Professor Dr. Ming Zhao will be presenting her work in Chinese, but her slides are in English, so you will be, inshallah, able to understand the most of the contents. Professor Dr. Ming Zhao, please come forward for your talk. Welcome.
Dear Professor Iqbal and other professor expert, good afternoon. And the topic of My report is 药食同源产业发展及其在养生保健方面的应用与研究。我从以下3个方面来给大家演讲。第一个就是介绍我们湖南中医药大学药食同源中心，第二个就是介绍药食同源类的中药在中国的发展与应用的一个概况，第3个介绍药食同源中药在养生保健方面的研究。下面我介绍下我们湖南中医药大学药食同源中心。我们中心是2015年7月由湖南省科技厅批准成立的一个平台，主要是以中医药理论为特色的功能性食品开发研究和药食同源文化推广平台。地方呢在湖南中医药大学的科研楼主楼7楼，占地面积大约600平方。这是我们实验室的场景，有药膳制备室，有食品工艺室、感官品味室，还有精密仪器室，有理化分析室、微生物室。另外，我们的仪器啊，有比较先进的核磁共振波谱仪、液质联用仪、超高效液相色谱仪、氨基酸分析仪等等，还有一些感官的仪器设备，总价值上千万。中心依托的是湖南中医药大学，为我们全国唯一的中医药膳学专业的博士点、硕士点，也是世界中医药联合学会药膳食疗专业委员会的主委单位。我们大学也是国家中医药管理局中国巴基斯坦中医药合作成员单位。我们建设期间获得的科研项目有近100项，获得的资金有1500万元。中心的地位啊，我们主编了全国的规划教材《中医药膳学》，同时也是中华中药学会团体标准的起草单位，药食同源药膳标准通则，也是中医药膳学的认证制度的主持单位。这是我们中心和外界的一些交流的一些图片，包括了这个澳门科技大学刘洋院士来中心的交流，韩国元光大学，以及我们省里的一些领导，还有一些企业都来我们大学进行交流，来我们平台进行交流。2017年2月10日，我们学校首个海外的研究中心中巴中药民族医药中心揭牌了。这是我们大学的校长和巴基斯坦的总领事主席以及巴基斯坦科学院的院长在挂牌的时候的照片。19年，我校阿塔院士“一带一路”传统工作站揭牌，这是揭牌的时候的场景。2024年5月，我校与伊斯兰合作组织科学和技术合作部长及常设委员会合作举办了第1届“一带一路”天然产物研究技术国际培训班。药食同源，第二，我介绍下药食同源中药在我们中国的发展与应用的一个概况。药食同源是指的既是传统的食品，又是中药的物品，具有传统的食用习惯，且列入国家中药标准，就是我们中国的药典以及相关的中药标准中间的动物 和植物可以食用的部分。药食同源的发展历史悠久，有非常深厚的理论基础。理论的起源可以是我国发展相对来说在1000年前了。我们的《黄帝内经》《备急千金药方》这些医药理论中记载都有与中医食疗相关的内容。宋思邈就是十分重视食疗，并列出了专篇来论述，指出治疗疾病应将食疗列于药物之前。随着中医理论的发展，医家逐渐认识到性味平和的食物的药用作用和优势，使食疗得到了迅速的发展。药食同源理论和应用随着社会的发展、医疗水平的提升而不断成熟，在人们生活质量得到提升的同时，中医治胃病的理念得到更加广泛的推广，药食同源的养生理念也受到广泛的关注，为药食同源产业的发展奠定了坚实的理论基础。药食同源的物质的功能有多样性，所以它有比较明显的优势。在我们国家卫生部2002年就公布了第一批药食同源目录名单，有87种。2020年又新增加了6种，2023年又新增加了9种。2024年8月又增加了4种，到目前为止，食药同源更收录的植物这个目录名单是106种。药食同源应用发展成为了现代养生保健的一大特色。基于药食同源物质的特性，可以开发出很多的功能性产品。我国在药食同源理论指导下，解出了同源的，比如说药膳。每个药食同源中药都有独特的选择药性平和、适口，有应用传统的种类，以养生、补虚、强体、驱邪为目的，运用多种方式，广大消费者所熟知的，比如说上火的人群，我们就具有用清热解毒功效的药食同源中药为主题的原料，配置成了固定的并有特定功效的各种凉茶，比如说王老吉就是一个代表。在一些地区集中资源培育的绿色食品大健康产业，政府部门对养生文化和中医治胃病的一些知识的普及，使药食同源文化受到了更多人群的关注。因此，中国政府也推出了一系列的政策，推动中药事业的发展。此外，随着社会大众生活节奏的加快，压力变大，使得呈现亚健康状态的人群多，越来越多的人开始重视食养来实现自身的营养保健，也为药食同源产业的发展带来了巨大的市场。这是我们中国的一些关于食品卫生这方面的出台的一些相关政策。2016年，我们国务院印发了中药发展战略规划纲要，将发展中药上升到了国家的战略。药食同源产业作为中药的发展不可切割的部分，有了发展的法律地位和政府的政策保障。2017年，我们特别是国民营养计划里面就强调了大力发展传统的食养，推进传统食养产业的研发以及产业升级换代等等。2021年，对按照传统既是食品又是中药的目录进行了管理规定。我们公布了药食同源中药的目录，但单纯以药食同源为中药原料的食品、保健食品除外，目前还暂时不能够 允许增生功能增生。最近呢，由刘教授牵头呢，组织我们国家卫健委啊，这个接把挂帅的一个项目，就是对食药物质功能声称，这个项目在进行试点，那么有望为这一瓶颈的突破，推动药食同源产业的一个快速的发展。下面我介绍下我们药食同源在中药在我们国内的一些种植情况。这个种植情况呢，这个面积啊，现在在越来越扩大啊。这个2021年底达到了654.7万这个平方米，很大一部分是药食同源的中药。面积我们可以看得出，它在迅速的呈现一个上升的趋势。当前从中药材的出口来看，药食同源类的中药材的价格呢，也是呈一个上涨的趋势。总的来说，中药材出口啊，量也增大，价格也上涨，这表明中药材，尤其是药食同源的中药需要量仍在不断的增加。从药食同源在药品中间的一些应用来看，药食同源在传统的中药中间也有广泛的应用。比如说，北京同仁堂的大山楂丸中间有山楂、人参；归脾丸中间有人参、茯苓等等。我们吉林的修正药业的参苓白术散对人参、茯苓、山楂、莲子等等药食同源的中药都应用。在保健食品和功能食品方面，药食同源的研究与开发呢，也得到了稳步的发展。特别是新功能食品，在补充膳食营养物质、维持或改善机体的健康、降低疾病发生风险等等这3类保健食品的安全性和质量的可控要求，做出了一系列的规定。这是保健食品功能生成的目录。保健食品呢，我们有24个功能，那么也用到了大量的药食同源原料。这是我们功能食品，比如说我们的传统的八珍糕，八珍糕里面的原料人参、山药、芡实等等都是药食同源的，它具有健脾养胃、补中涩肠、止泻这些功能，这是在古代有传统的记载，所以非常适合脾胃虚弱的人应用。还有川贝秋梨膏，里面有麦冬、百合、蜂蜜这样一些药食同源中药，也是一款具有养阴润肺、止咳化痰功效的药食同源产品，对咳嗽具良好的调理效果。药食同源在普通食品中的应用也是非常广泛的，比如说我们的枸杞子酸奶、菊花茶、玫瑰八宝茶等等，猴头饼干、芝麻饼干等等食品中间都含有药食同源的原料。我们中国最出名的药食同源中间，比如说人参，它的补气作用就非常强。在现代医学研究，人参具有增强免疫力、抗疲劳、改善心血管的功能，起调节神经系统的这样一些作用。在日常生活中，人参的应用也非常广泛，不能在这个日常的餐饮中间，而且在我们这个饮品中间都应用的非常的多。黄金，是最近几年的非常火的一个药食同源的食品，具有非常良好的食用价值，在我们湖南、兴化、安化、隆回、新华等等都是主产地。黄金的应用现在最近几年发展非常的迅速。另外，枸杞、生姜在我们的食品中间应用也非常广泛。比如说，生姜可以煮汤、泡茶， 能够暖胃祛风寒感冒、暖胃止呕、枸杞泡水、煮粥等等，都有滋肝明目、增强免疫力的功效。因为大枣的应用、菊花的应用啊，都是非常的广泛。在食品添加剂中间的应用，第4点，在食品添加剂，比如说我们药食同源的丁香、茴香、肉桂、胡椒等等，做成调味品。另外呢，比如说栀子、沙棘、芝麻、桑葚、枸杞等等，做成这个天然的色素。另外还有食品甜味剂，比如说罗汉果苷、甘草甜素等等，都可以代替蔗糖的使用。另外还比如有天然的防腐剂，比如是肉桂、花椒，可以用来防腐。在日化品中间的第5，在日化品中间的应用，药食同源原料也有具有抗氧化、美白和抑菌的功效，所以也广泛应用于日化品中间的生产和应用。比如说玫瑰、薄荷这样的一些精油，用于芳香疗法和舒缓身体的做成相关的产品。另外还有白芷、艾草、藿香等等药食同源中药，比如沉香、檀香，特别还有这个中药里面还有一个龙脑啊。这次我们带了部分的龙脑，会给大家来体验龙脑的芳香通络。另外在餐厅方面，在食养餐厅方面，也发展非常迅速。目前药食同的饮品特别当下很流行。饮品的市场啊，在2023年规模达到了300亿元。以我们这个产业的发展，以何为养这个品牌为例，我的学生欧阳宇轩在做他的产业就是发展的非常迅速，待会儿他会详细给大家进行介绍。针对不同的人群，药食同源的这个食养产品和为养是发展的非常的迅速，在我们这个行业属于一个领先的地位。药食同源的产业在动态扩展目录、建立国际标准等等在政策完善、科技赋能和全球化布局的驱动下，将会迎来一个跨越式的发展。下面呢，第3点，我介绍一下我们大学药食同源中心在这个我们这个药食同源产品方面的一些研究和开发。我给大家只是展示一下，由于时间的关系从这些关键词我们可以看出，我们现在研究的热点是亚健康，并且饮食疗法，特别是对糖尿病人，生活质量，我们同时在中医食疗、饮食疗法、治胃病等方面进行了一些积极探索。2021年到2024年这个热点，就为数据挖掘、药食同源、肠道菌群等等。我们研究的热点从下面3个，一个是针对肥胖、超重的人、慢性病人的饮食疗法；第2点就是聚焦亚健康，以食养为主；第3个就是药食同源及食养的理论的研究。下面呢是我们这个几款我们实验室的研究生做的一些研究，对一些产品的开发的研究。一个是陈皮黑茶，这是针对肥胖而开发的产品，主要由陈皮、茯苓等等药食同源组成，还有黑茶组成。那么经过实验研究发现，陈皮黑茶对于肥胖症有明显的改善效果。这是我们的一些实验室做的一些研究，这里给大家展示一下。这是做的这个动物实验，我们从 动物实验的组织切片染色中间可以看出棕色脂肪类的磷酸化蛋白炎症通透蛋白的相对表达的一些情况。最后就看到这个我们研究的陈皮黑茶，它有明显的减肥降脂的这样的一个效果。下面这一个是我们的黄金谷物代餐粉，它主要是由黄金、玉竹、山药等等药食同源组成。那么我们通过高效液相以及质谱这个液质联用，对化学成分进行了分析，发现它能够降低空腹血糖，降低空腹的胰岛素。另外，我们还研究了肿瘤、肾上颗粒，在免疫调节及抗肿瘤作用中间的一些研究。这是我们的研究的一些结果。另外，我们还研究了针对慢阻肺的益气平喘的豆奶，还有养肺排毒，在新冠以前疫情期间开发的养肺排毒的精灵物藻。这是我们的一些实验结果。另外，还针对冠心病，我们研发了益心膏，由桃仁、红花、山楂这样一些活血还有益气的药食同源中药组成。另外，我们对我们的古方五汁饮进行了深入的研究，发现五汁饮不但能够滋阴清热，而且发现它能够解酒复肝，改善肝组织的一些病变情况，并对里面的麦登进行了深入的研究，提取了麦登多糖。最近，我们的研究生，我们今年毕业的博士研究生，对幽门螺杆菌感染的这个脾胃不食引起的一系列的病症进行了研究，开发了一个清幽复胃膏。这是各种剂量对这个和模型的这个一个比较。这是我们的一些科研实验的情况。另外，我们还针对抑郁症进行了研究，开发了甘麦枣和药膳方，主要由甘麦大枣汤和百合鸡子黄汤组成。这是对抑郁大暑的一个实验的结果。这是对抑郁大暑神经递质水平结果的影响。最后发现，这个甘麦枣核方能够改善神经炎症反应，改善大暑抑郁的一些症状，找到了这个分子机制。另外，我们还开发了这个饼干，改善睡眠的饼干，主要由酸枣仁、茯苓、龙眼、百合等等组成。发现，另外我们还研发了青丝蜜颗粒，针对脱发、白发我们研发了一款促进头发增长的药食同源产品。另外，还针对痛经，我们开发了闺蜜膏，当归、玫瑰、桃仁、大枣组成的闺蜜膏，对寒凝血瘀型的原发性痛经进行了大量的人群试验，而且发现效果非常明显。另外，我们对血瘀体质进行了研究，桃红药膳方开发了一款改善血瘀体质的药膳。这是我们研究的一些情况。我们 最近实验室呢就开发了系列的针对青少年健康促进的产品、女性健康促进类的产品，另外还有老年健康、职业人群等等，对4类人群开发了系列的产品。我的报告讲完，谢谢。
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Professor Dr. Meng Zhao, for an excellent presentation. Do we have any question here in the audience for Professor Zhao? Okay, so we move on to the next speaker. We have Professor Dr. Raza Shah with us. Professor Dr. Raza Shah is Director at International Center for Chemical and Biological Sciences, University of Karachi. The title of his talk for this workshop today is Clinical Trials of Chinese Herbal Medicine in Pakistan. So please welcome Professor Dr. Raza Shah for his talk.
Good afternoon and assalamu alaikum, ladies and gentlemen. Let me thank my teacher, Professor Iqbal, who just invited me to talk about clinical trial on herbal medicine. So this is the topic which is very close to my heart. So I was working with Dr. Abdul Rashid and Dr. Asad is here. So with the drive to conduct clinical trials in Pakistan, and then they inducted me as an inspector of their team to just evaluate various hospitals in Karachi to check their suitability, whether they are suitable to conduct clinical trial in Pakistan or not. This was just the initial task at the earlier stage of my career was given to me by Professor Iqbal that, okay, we have established this clinical trial unit, and it is not up to that mark which they want. So I was just expecting it's a routine work, and I was not expecting it is so much hard work in this area. But somehow it was a challenge for me, and then I tried my best to just deliver what I can. Let me just give you a brief introduction of the site which we developed over the years. We are integral part of the University of Karachi. ICC base as an integral part of the University of Karachi, and ICC base is known for quality research and excellence in producing top quality graduates. The ICC base is working at the interface of chemistry and biology. So we have 2 centers, the Dr. Panjwani Center for Molecular Medicine and Drug Research, and the HEJ Research Institute of Chemistry. So the clinical trial unit which we are talking is basically come under the umbrella of the Dr. Panjwani Center for Molecular Medicine and Drug Research. This is actually a purpose-built building. It was just established with the consultation of the expert from the WHO and also from the Germany. And it was actually one of the first site approved by the Drug Regulatory Authority of Pakistan to conduct clinical trial in Pakistan and bilateral study. So we received over the year great confidence from the regulator and also from the accrediting bodies. So this center is the only one in the country who has gotten accreditation from the Pakistan National Accreditation Council. It is ISO 17025 accredited center. The center have also got accreditation from the SGS and ISO 9001. This is probably the only center in the country which received a license from from the healthcare commission, like same healthcare commission, which is not a hospital, but it is having all the facilities which a standard hospital can have. So they just got us the certification because we faced a tough time from the grab that they would not just accept our study unless until we get this kind of license. Then we are also working with the international pharmaceutical and companies, and you see that the global team of the Abbott laboratory just pre-qualified our center. Similarly, we have also received pre-qualification from the GlaxoSmithKline. And we received a great trust from the regulator, because once we start working in the area, they were tough, but when they realize and they study in depth our system, so then they just gave us license to act as a CRO. And also we got the license from them to act as a bioequivalence and bioavailability center. Our laboratories are also accredited from the Drug Regulatory Authority of Pakistan, and we were also the center who were approved to just conduct a phase 1, phase 2, and phase 3 clinical trial. These are some of the facilities which are there in our centers. So all the facilities which the WHO just recommend, or which you can think should be there in a top quality clinical trial unit or bioequivalence center, you would find it in this centers. Similarly, the analytical facilities is good as you can find it anywhere in the world. That is also inspected and approved by the regulators. And it's not only that kind of facility, but the safety infrastructure is also as far as good and as per international standard. We also have an incineration unit available in our center, where all our biological stuffs are incinerated. It's not thrown away in normal garbage or drainage. We are having standby ambulances now too in our center. We also have a fire tender available to just tackle the emergency situation. The services the center can provide in all these areas, I'm not going into detail, but let me just come to the clinical trials conducted as a CRO and as a CTU by the Center for Bioequivalence Studies and Clinical Research at ICCBS. As you can see that we have conducted so far a number of clinical trials on traditional medicine, traditional Chinese medicine. The idea was that in order to get acceptability in the population of the Pakistan, it was necessary to just compare these traditional medicines with the allopathic medicines which are there in the market. So the first product which we were selected from the Anbang company, Yonha Kenfi capsule. Actually, this is the capsule which is used for the treatment of chronic bronchitis. And this was the first clinical trials on traditional Chinese medicine in Pakistan, which we conducted at the initial phase, and where we randomized 212 subjects. And we were able to complete this clinical trial in less than a 1 year time. So similarly, this was another clinical trial of Xinhua Gingan granule. Actually, this is a kind of sachet which is similar to the Jushana. And these are traditionally used in China for the treatment of H1N1 influenza virus, and it was and this particular sachet was there since 20 years in the Chinese market. But after the pandemic, then it was decided that these were also tested on the Chinese population, and it turned out to be effective on COVID-19 patient. So I was given the task that I should just conduct. Actually, there was a team from in the governor house of Sindh, and Professor Iqbal was there, and they just decided that, okay, I will have to just lead this trial in Pakistan. to test this on the COVID-19 patients. So this was a very tough time because all the country was locked. And we were just dealing with the COVID-19 patients. So all those streets which were containing COVID-19 patients, they were just like locked down by the government, and there were police sitting there. No one was allowed to just go to their houses. But we were just going there and just meeting those patients, and we were giving them these sachet and just carrying out clinical trials on them. And then we actually we randomized 300 patients in that particular clinical trial, and this trial was actually declared as a second best clinical trial by the World Federation of Traditional Chinese Medicine conducted in China. We also published this, and we also received an award from the World Federation of Traditional Chinese Medicine on this particular clinical trial. Then we also conducted phase 1 clinical trial of the Sino vaccine in Pakistan. This is another clinical trial which we on traditional Chinese medicine. This is phase 2 clinical trial which we conducted on Hatho-Genvilin tablet. Actually, this tablet is used for the gastritis patient to treat the non-atopic chronic gastritis, and we randomized 240 patients in this clinical trial. Then this is another clinical trial which we conducted on again traditional Chinese medicine, and this we carried out this clinical trial on pelvic inflammatory disease patient. This we randomized 198 subjects in this, and this is actually one of the trademark and trade secret molecule formulation in China, and all these formulations are medicines, traditional medicines, which we just tested on the Pakistani population. They were there for more than 3 decades. Each one of them were there for more than 3 decades in the Chinese market. And what we did in the most of these cases, we compare them with the allopathic medicines like Yuanhua Kinfi capsule. We compare that with the Augmentin, and the result were equivalent. It was as effective on Pakistani population as the Augmentin. Similarly, this one actually we conducted. This was a placebo-controlled trial because there were no medicine at that time to treat the COVID-19 patients. So the DREP were kind enough to give us approval to just test this particular formulation. And the Hatho-Genvilin tablet, we just compare this with the omeprazole. And again, this was we also published the result of these top quality journals. The Fucangen capsule, we compare this with the doxycycline antibiotic. So as you can see, and in all the cases, the safety of these were excellent. These are some of the title of those, and these were the hospital where we recruited the subject. These were just the approval. We got approval from the regulatory bodies like from the IRB, National Bioethics Committee and Drug Regulatory Authority of Pakistan. This is Tsinghua Gingan granule. So this is actually one of the most difficult clinical trial which we conducted, and we just took Indus Hospital on board for this clinical trial, and the result of this trial were extremely good. And what we discovered that actually this particular product is having very good effect on the upper respiratory tract, and that's the reason that this company just requested us to conduct this clinical trial in Pakistan on patient of upper respiratory tract disease. So, Dr. Asad, we have already now submitted protocol for the approval to draft to just give us approval so that we can test this particular product on upper respiratory tract disease, because we have already conducted clinical trial and 300 patient earlier. So it will be easy for your committee to just give us approval because the safety is already established, and now this is we need to just check this. So my friend Professor Liu is here. So Professor Liu, first of all, congratulations on your reward, and I know you are extremely tight because you traveled so long and just straight away went to President House for the rehearsal. So so these are just some of the certificates. So I'm just talking about the Qinghua granule, which we also discussed while my recent visit in China. You were there in that meeting. So this is another clinical trial on, this was actually a phase 1 clinical trial on the Sinopharm vaccine, which we carried out in Pakistan. So just to meet up my time, I would just a bit quick. You know that the center is also having state-of-the-art facility to conduct bioequivalence studies. So we have conducted like bioequivalence studies of 28 products so far. And this is actually extremely important for the development of pharmaceutical industry and especially for the promotion of our export. So Dr. Obed is now CEO. He is he's an old friend of mine. So he is more like interested to just develop these bioequivalence center. In addition to this, we have also now just my concentration was also on to development of preclinical studies and the toxicology studies. So Dr. We just now concentrated more on the development of our animal house, and now for the next 12 months, the target is that we should bring that to that level where the DRAP is can accept our studies, our preclinical studies. And what we have done, like now this is the only animal house in the country where it is accredited by Pakistan National Accreditation Council. So it is now ISO 17025 accredited center, which we received just this week, the certification for this one. And we are also going to just develop the efficacy part of this animal house. So this is also, this would just complete the nexus. Like we have very good facility, laboratory facility, then animal studies, and then the human trial. So that would the dream of Professor Iqbal and Professor Ataur Rahman, who wanted to just complete this cycle. And Alhamdulillah, we will manage that in a year time. Another important aspect is that the training of our medical doctor in traditional Chinese medicines. So with the help of the same government, especially the provincial health minister, Dr. Azra Bejo, she is very much interested in development of the traditional medicines in Pakistan. So with her support, we are going to send 10 Pakistani doctors for training to China, and that we will be discussing tomorrow. The agreement is already signed, the funding has already been received, and we are in the process of just selecting or recruiting those 10 medical doctors, which will receive training in China in the area of traditional medicines, and then they will come back to Pakistan and will practice traditional medicine in Pakistan. So that is something very important because that would just make a real difference. And thank you so much for your attention.
Thank you very much, sir, for an excellent presentation. explaining the work on traditional Chinese medicine that has been carried out in Karachi. With this, we move on to the next talk by Ms. Hu Yang. Ms. Wu Yang is the founder of He Wei Yang brand, and the title of her talk is Nutrition and Health Development of Medicinal Edible Homology in Self-Media Industry. So please welcome Ms. Wu Yang for her talk.
Dear Professor Iqbal and distinguished leaders, experts, and professors, good afternoon. My presentation is about nutrition and health development of medicinal edible homology in self-media industry. Okay. Let me briefly introduce myself. Sorry. Doesn't work. Okay, here. Let me briefly introduce myself. I'm master's degree in Chinese medicinal dietetics from Hunan University of TCM. And this is my professor, Professor Xie. And I'm also founder of the He Wei Yang brand. And I also top health and nutrition blogger with more than 1 million followers in Xiaohongshu, like rad notes. Yeah, that's me. Focusing on the concept of food as medicine. I'm deeply honored to have opportunity to visit Pakistan alongside Professor Xie and Professor Liu. It marks my first visit to Pakistan, actually. And I must admit, prior to my arrival, I got a little bit nervous, actually. But however, my experience has surpassed all my expectations. It's absolutely wonderful, actually. The warmth of your hospitality has been overwhelming, and every individual I've encountered has been exceedingly friendly. The cuisine is delightful, and my rest here has been promptly peaceful. For me and my professor here, these few short days have been nothing short of a perfect journey. Okay, and now I'll begin my presentation. And we'll speak three parts of them. Okay, first one. Yang is a brand that we have established. It's actually a startup company. With English name Forever Young, a similar pronunciation with He Wei Yang, Forever Young. It primarily engages in the cultivation, production, and sale of products related to the concept of food as medicine. The three Chinese characters He Wei Yang embody the idea that only by living in harmony and unity with nature and in accordance with natural laws can one achieve the ultimate method of health and avoid illnesses. The concept originates from the core philosophy of unity of heaven and man has the way of nurturing life, found in the ancient Chinese medical classic Huangdi Neijing. Therefore, our products or brand offers all of the based on the concept of food as medicine, adhering to principle of health, natural ingredients without additives, and providing food or daily necessities that are beneficial to people's well-being. As the founder of the He Wei Yang brand, actually, I'm not defined as not merely just a retail enterprise for products that embody the unity of food and medicine, but as a new healthy lifestyle. This vision extends beyond the products themselves, aiming to inspire and cultivate a way of living that harmonizes with nature and promotes long-term health and vitality. Okay, you can see, yeah, that's my professor here and me. We're in the Hunan Engineering Technology Research Center for that. 哎，那个灵魂怎么没有了？那个灵魂呢，鑫哥？ Wait a minute. Oh, here. Yeah, sorry. There are sold my brand. Okay. And our company has established a strategic partnership with the Functional Food Engineering Development and Research Center for Medicinal and Edible Homology at Hunan University of TCM. The formulation and composition research of our products are guided and developed by this research laboratory. We are committed to innovating and creating more health beneficial food and daily products based on the concept of medicinal and edible homology. In response to market demands, this collaboration also facilitates the infusion of research talent from the university, ensuring that our products are the forefront of scientific research and development in the field of health and awarenesses. And you can see we are a relatively young brand actually, but thanks to the support of national politics and the advantages reach of self-media, our brand has experienced rapid growth. You can see that in the PowerPoint. As you can see, since our established in December 2023, we have achieved a breakthrough from 0 to 1 in just 1 year. And by December 2024, we have successfully built our own supply chain, accumulated millions of royal users, and surpassed sales of 100 million yuan. These accomplishments have positioned us as the top-ranked brand in the medicinal and edible homology sector on our self-media platform. Through various channels such as educational videos, and you can see next here. Oh, sorry. Okay.
有一种脾虚是你怎么补都补不上来的。Hello， 我是欧阳，中研究生。很多人发现，明明自己脾虚，有吃后的那种上火啊，它并不是因为你吃了什么东西，而是因为你突然一下你肝气不干，后半段行胃主降。对于中焦来讲的话，它就是个循环，它在循环往复。那么
So various channels such as educational videos like that, and live streaming sales, and celebrity endorsements, we have rapidly risen to prominence within just 1 year. And an increasing number of fans have benefited from our products, and that has in turn provided us with a profound sense of achievement. Okay. 这个发东西。We bought some Chinese products from China of our brand, and you can take a look. Maybe you can try it during your dinner. 那你给我，我来展示。Okay. This is polygonatum, yeah. Polygonatum means 黄金. It's like that. 黄金, yeah. And this is originally looks like here. 黄金 is revered as a herb of immortality and undergoes the traditional process of 9 cycles of steaming and sun drying. This ancient method is nutritional value, making it a precious ingredient in traditional Chinese medicine. And rich in antioxidants and natural compounds, Huangjing is believed to help boost vitality, enhance energy levels, and promote overall health. It's sweet, actually. It's sweet. Earthy flavor makes it a versatile ingredient for teas, soups, and even healthy snacks. Just can open it and eat it directly. The key active components in Huangjing are polysaccharides and spodumene. which have been extensively studied and documented in numerous published research papers. And I will show you the TCM system theory. And in traditional Chinese medicine, TCM, organs are not viewed as isolated parts, but as interconnected system that influence the entire body. For example, the kidney system is much more than just kidneys, as understood in Western medicine. It encompasses a wide range of function and physical manifestations, including your hair health, the condition of your hair, such as thinning or premature graying, is believed to reflect the strength of your kidney system. And the teeth and bones. Strong teeth and bones are seen as the sign of the healthy kidney system, as it is thought to give them skeletal health. And your dark circles, persistent dark circles under the eyes may indicate a deficiency in the kidney system. And your lower back. The lower back is considered closely tied to the kidney system, with issue like chronic pain often linked to its imbalance. Actually, it's similar to Unani system of medicine, right? A little bit similar. This holistic approach cornerstone of TCM, emphasizing the interconnectedness of the body and the importance of balance. By addressing the kidney system as a whole, TCM aims to not only treat symptoms, but also restore harmony and vitality to the entire body. Okay, you can see these are gene feedbacks of our users after consuming Huang Jin. It's sometimes astonishing to witness the miraculous effects of substances that serve both as food and medicine, but they don't have other side effects. Okay, next one, ginseng honey slides. You can see this. 拿错了，另外一个。Okay, ginseng with honey together. Ginseng honey slides are a perfect blend of traditional Chinese medicine and a natural sweetness. These slides are made by soaking ginseng in honey, creating a unique and balanced health snack. In traditional Chinese medicine, ginseng is known for powerful energy boosting and revitalizing properties. However, ginseng alone can be quite warming, it's warming or drying to our body, which may lead to side effects like bad breath for some people, maybe. That's where honey comes in. Honey is considered a cooling and a nurturing ingredient in TCM, helping to balance the warming nature of ginseng. Put them together, they create a harmonious combination that is gentler on the body while still delivering the benefits of ginseng. Not only is the blend healthier, but it also tastes great, actually. Honey makes the ginseng slice more enjoyable, and the convenient individual packaging makes it easier to take on the go. And next one, the zhuobian means 石斛 in Chinese. A unique health drink is liquid, made from a special plant grown in lush mountains of Yunnan, China. This plant, known as dendrobium, means 石斛 in Chinese, is highly valued in traditional Chinese medicine for its nurturing properties. The key active ingredient in dendrobium is polysaccharides, which play a vital role in TCM by nurturing the stomach yin and kidney yin. We know yin and yang. If we balance yin and yang of my body, maybe you'll get health. This concept refers to body's ability to retain moisture and maintain internal balance. When we feel dry, whether dry skin or dry eyes or something, even dry throat. Actually, I got a sore throat today. Maybe I will drink later. It's often not just about lacking water, but about lacking body fluids in China. While drinking water or using skincare products might provide temporary relief. 石斛 original juice works from within replenish these essential fluids, offering a deeper and a longer lasting solution. For example, if your skin feels dry or your eyes uncomfortable, it might not be because you're not drinking enough water, but because your body needs to restore this natural moisture balance. Okay, instead of relying on external fixes like face masks, drinking 石斛 juice can help, like this, this one is 石斛, yeah, can help address the root cause, leaving you feeling refreshed and revitalized. Yeah, that's the truly feedbacks of our users after drinking the 石斛. And the last one, Huangjing pills. These small hand-rolled pills are made from a blend of nice steam and a nice sun-dried Huangjing, black sansan seeds, goji berries, and honey. Only these 4 ingredients are used without any other food additives. In TCM, the concept of nurturing black with black is believed to support the kidney system, which is closely linked to hair health, energy levels, and overall vitality. The combination of Huangjing, black sansan, and goji berries work together to promote the wellness, especially for those looking for to maintain strong, shiny hair and a balanced body. What makes Huangjing pills even more special is their modern twist. 把黄金丸，这个黄金丸，我给他们看一下嘛，show them. Okay. What makes Huangjing pills even more special is the modern twist. It just looks like chocolate, right? And individual wrapped like chocolate, they are not even overly sweet, but just a hint of natural bitterness that makes them surprisingly delicious. It's just like chocolate. And their texture and size are reminiscent of chocolate bites, making them an easy and enjoyable way to incorporate TCM into a daily routine. Okay, actually, we have lots of more products, but just a single medicinal and edible substances, but also complex formulations like the free and easy Wonder Paste, that one. Due to travel constraints, we couldn't bring this product to Pakistan, but they have all received positive feedback from our users. 他们今天是斋月，我觉得没有分享。OK， OK， 你去帮我分发一下吧。现在不能给了。But they can't eat. Maybe you can take a look and yeah, try it for dinner. Maybe it's very delicious actually. Okay, and drink some honey pills. 可以帮我去分发一下。这个可以比较多，你多分开。这个你拿真正的方便面给他们。对，你多分发一下。金哥拍一下，拍一下他们分发产品。And that black one is ginseng with mulberry together and with honey. We have different flavors. Okay. Okay, I will continue. Series of media platforms combined with the dissemination of knowledge and the impact our followers is profound. It can transform followers from having no concept of TCM, medicinal and edible homology, to understanding how to incorporate it into their daily lives. And you can see that in the PowerPoint. Okay, my lecture is concluded, and I present my Professor Xie and me to invite all of you here to come to China, to Hunan Province, our university, Hunan University of TCM, and to exchange and guidance. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Ms. Wu Yang, for wonderful presentation. Now we move on to the next speaker. We have Professor Dr. Asana Dar with us. Professor Dr. Asana Dar is Director at Center of Excellence for International Collaboration, Professor, Faculty of Eastern Medicine, Hamdard University. The title of her talk today is Performance of Earth, which is acting as control in a space returned seeds of some medicinally and economically important plants in the field of Hamdard University, Karachi, Pakistan. Please welcome Professor Dr. Asana for her talk.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum and good afternoon, everybody. And I'm most pleased to be here. And I really appreciate Professor Iqbal Chaudhry for inviting me and giving me the opportunity. And of course, Professor Shin Min Liu here. Professor Iqbal Chaudhry's talk made my life much easier because he shed such beautifully the lights of Unani medicine to all the audience. Before I go further, I would like to introduce you to the Unani system or the Eastern medicine education that we are giving here in Hamdard University. And the gentleman, Shahid Hakim Said, was the main founder of the university and the pioneer in Unani medicine. I don't want to go into much of the details, but just to inform you that although the university was established in 1991, the Faculty of Eastern Medicine or Unani medicine was established in 1995, and it was the first Unani medicine education system university, followed by many others now in both the public and private sector. And then we have Madam Sadia Rashid, who is the Chancellor of the University and the President of Hamdard, and she's also receiving an award on 23rd of March. And Professor Hakim Muhammad Abdul Hanan is a very well-renowned Unani medicine practitioner, and he was then succeeded by our young dynamic Professor Shamibul Hassan, who is sitting right here in the audience. The topic I'm going to talk about is written here, but I want to give you a little bit of history, just very brief one, that this proposal of joint breeding program in Chinese space station was actually coined and proposed by Professor Shin Min Liu, who is sitting here, and our Pakistan scientist, Professor Iqbal Chaudhry, whom we take a great pride, and who actually, with these two brains, they actually started this program. And followed by various meetings with us, and then the Chinese-Pakistan cooperation of medicinal plant on Chinese space station was then accepted by the two very important agencies, that is the National Space Agency of China and National Administration of TCM, that is NATCM. Later on, we were requested to send the list of the medicinal plants, not just medicinal, but economically important plant as well. I'm sorry it slipped. I think I'll hold it in my hand. And we did send a list of medicinal and economically important plants to the China through Professor Xin Liu, and they selected the ones which are shown in the sheet. And it was the China Manned Space Agency certificate was received. And these are the uses of some of the medicinal plants which were selected and which are being used and the formulations are being used for various diseases which I have just placed here. And these are actually derived from the Karabadin Hamdard, which is very important as far as the formulations are concerned. And these are the 7 plants, which were then the seeds of these plants were sent. The idea behind it that the seeds were divided in 2 groups. One of the group remained on the ground, which we call Earth, and the other one was sent to the space under the space program. And you can see the astronauts and the shuttle as well, the Shandong 14 mission launched this shuttle. And after staying in the orbit for about 6 months in the laboratories, it was brought back. And meanwhile, we made a team of the expertise in the Hamdard University, covering from the pharmacologist, that's what I am, natural product pharmacologist, served ICCPS for almost 25 years and enjoyed every bit of it. And then we had pharmacognosists and the Unani medicine practitioners, human nutrition and dietetics program. We also have, in addition to the Unani medicine program, and it is a new program. We got the second graduation just a few months, I think it was last month. And we have got a biochemist and research assistants. Now, this program received not only the national, but the international, particularly Chinese media, that the Seeds in Space project, a milestone in Park-Sino cooperation. And on this particular date, the seeds were formally given to the Pakistani officials, and the names are here. Now, on 13th February, Professor Liu, after presenting the seeds to the Pakistan officials, visited Hamdard University and also visited the fields on which the plants were supposed to, the seeds were supposed to be growing. And you can see that Professor Xin Liu with our various team members. And then it was not far, but on the 3rd of March, we received the seeds officially from the ICCPS teams, and you can see Dr. Samar. Dr. Samar is here, Dr. Shakil, and then all the other members. So I'm going to talk about just the cotton. The cotton, which is we are the 6th largest producer of the cotton, and China being number 1. And in addition to the cotton for the textile industry, it has got other medicinal properties as well, particularly the seeds. And what was done that on the same date, that is the 13th March 2023, The seeds of the cotton were sown not only on the grounds of the Hamdard University, but also at the ICCBS. We were in very close coordination as to what we are going to do with them. So it was decided that various parameters such as seed germination in terms of percentage and the height of the plants, the shoots, leaves, flowers, and the fruit numbers will also be recorded. So this gives you a simple example in which a plot with 6 rows and here you can see that, and the seeds were then plotted, and there were like 2 plots for the earth and 2 plots for the space return seeds. And they were then, the date of germination was noted, and the data of both the groups from all the plants were collected on the same date, and compiled and compared by doing statistical analysis. This is an example of plot 1. You can see that these are the parameters. You can see the plant numbers as to 1 to 8 and the various observations that were taken, and you can see the number of flowers which appeared during that particular date was only 2. And this is again a representative parameters for the height. The dates of observations are written as 19 to 29 February, and then the age of the plants from 3.5 months to 10.9. And this is the earth is being represented by E and space by S. And these are the various observations which are given in terms of centimeters. And you can see that there is not significant differences between the two. Similar policy was then applied, was then followed for all the remaining plants. So that's why I've given a slight description of that. Now the germination for the space return plants, space return seeds was slightly better. Now that is one point. The other point that the plant numbers regarding the earth was less as compared to the space return plants. But one thing which was very interesting, that is the earth tree had thicker stem compared to the space return seeds, and they were significantly different. So these are the main observations. Otherwise, the remaining parameters which I talked about were non-significant. And now, in addition to that, to look at if any genetic changes have occurred or not, our colleague Syed Rizwan, who is the head of the Human Nutrition Dietetics Program, he started this work by concentrating on the PCRs by taking 6 primers which target the fiber quality, the disease resistance, and the drought resistance. These primers were used and of course the DNA was isolated from the leaves, and the PCR product pictures showed below. And you can see that S represents space, E as earth, and the lanes are 1, 2, 3, 4, and M being the marker. So there weren't any significant differences. You cannot detect it because it's an agarose gel, has a limitation. And cotton gene fiber quality, this is the example of that. It matches with the product of size of 550 base pairs with a reference marker base pair. Now, what he did that these DNAs were then sent to the South Korea facility to see if there is any nucleotide changes have occurred, because the sequencing will actually detect the single nucleotide change if there is any between the space and the space return and plants. So the results are awaited. Interestingly, we have got the progeny 1, because the progeny 1, this is not, let me add here, that this is not F1 generation, because the plants were not crossed. So this is referred to as progeny 1. So progeny 1 seeds were sown, and before that, the healthy seeds were identified by Race, looking into whether there is greenish and there are no holes, and made all the efforts to collect the healthier seeds, and they were sown and they are germinating. So, Professor Liu, we are getting the germination in the progeny 1, and we want to see what is happening, what will happen to this progeny 1, because their performance, if it is the same as that in the original seed, that means it is hereditary, it is a genetic. However, if there isn't any, then we can say it is environmental. So whatever changes have occurred, we have to see whether it appears in the progeny 1 or not. Now, the second plant, Withenia somnifera, and in this one, this is very interesting farm. All the seeds, that is, no matter earth or the spaces returned, they did not germinate at all. However, after treatment with the aloe vera gel, only 50% of the space return seeds, they actually responded and they started germinating. And then the second application allowed further germination. It was 40%, and then the other 60%. So all the seeds of the space returned which were space returned germinated, but in the other pot there was no germination. Nevertheless, these plantlets were then transferred to the fields, and they are growing very well. As you can see that they are flowering, and the flowers are yellow. They are even producing the fruits, and there are different stages of the fruits from dark green to yellowish. So we are going to collect that, and then we are going to do our progeny 1. So the conclusion in this for the Withenia somnifera is very interesting. That did not respond, I repeat again, but the 3 parameters observed, height, number of shoots, leaves, were more prominent on the plants from 72 days or weeks. And so this is something very interesting, that is the space return seeds are more responsive to the aloe vera treatment, and the earth one were not. Fever nut, as the name suggests, is used against fever. And again, these seeds were sown, and all of them germinated. 100% germination from the earth and space return seeds. And as far as the parameters, they were not significant. So there wasn't any difference. And the harsh climate of the space had no effect on the fever nut. And you can see that the earth and space plants are doing quite well. Now, as far as Moringa oleifera is concerned, there was a better germination again in the earth seeds, but what happened that opposed to the earlier plant, in this case, the space return seed plants had a thicker stem, and not really thicker stem, but it is much larger, and it is fuller of leaves and flowers. So this is something in the space which has caused good change in this particular plant. And in conclusion, I can say that the higher germination and survival rates of the space return seeds could be attributed to the inert moisture nature. And I won't go into the details of that. I've got 5 minutes. And I will go through it very quickly. So the space return seeds develop better in the stress tolerance, because of the innate moisture in it. As far as Withenia somnifera is concerned, which has got a hot, dry, and there is a gradation of that in the space return seeds, which broke the seed dormancy, and all 5 space exposed to plants survived and produced aloe vera, produced the flowers and fruits after aloe vera treatment, which is a moist. So it broke the dormancy. So the space conditions might have positively influenced the plant's growth and reproductive capacity. As far as the fever nut, it was highly resilient and is very robust and adaptable to varying environmental stresses. On the other hand, Moringa oleifera had a mild deleterious effect on the germination, but promoted faster growth and enhanced reproductive capacity under space conditions. As per Unani medicine, the increased stem width and the fruit production suggests that the space conditions ultimately favor the plant's growth and the reproductive capacity. But these are the speculations, so we have to wait till the next generation. And in the end, I would like to present my gratitude and congratulations to Sino Park workshop on the traditional Chinese medicine and space medicine, and the people I really like to acknowledge Professor Chen. I'm sorry, I can't pronounce the names properly, but Professor Liu Qi, is it Professor Liu Qi, Paul Liu Qi, who was the director of Institute of Medicinal Materia Medica when we visited, and who is actually from, oh dear. So he's from the NATCM, and the officials from Pakistan government, and of course Khan Mohammad Wazir Sahab, who is a science sponsor of Technical Affairs Pakistan Embassy, Beijing, for his untiring work. And thank you very much to all my dear audience. And I think we are getting very closer to our party, so I'm looking forward to it. And Shishi, and thank you once again.
Thank you very much, Professor Dr. Asana, for your presentation. Now moving on to the next speaker, who has joined us online from Karachi, Professor Dr. Samar Yusuf. Professor Dr. Samar Yusuf is associated with HEJ Research Institute of Chemistry, International Center for Chemical and Biological Sciences, University of Karachi. The title of our talk today is Research of Herbal Medicine based on Chinese Space Station. Please welcome Professor Dr. Samar for her talk. Professor Dr. Samar, we can see your slides. Please start your talk.
Thank you very much, Khazima. Ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum and very good afternoon. Thanks to Dr. Asna for sharing a detailed history of this project, the brainchild of two friends since last 2 decades, and they the research collaborator as well, Professor Dr. Jinmin Liu and Professor Dr. Muhammad Iqbal Chaudhry. As mentioned by Dr. Asna, that these seeds were sent to the space station of China in June 2022. And on June 5, 2022, these seeds were exposed to the outer space, for the exposure of cosmic radiation and microgravity. And after that, these seeds returned in December 4, 2022 on Earth and were handed over to the team of International Center for Chemical and Biological Sciences to proceed further. On return from space, as mentioned already, that these seeds were divided into two halves. One is handed over to Hamdard University, and second was with us at the ICCBS. And the main idea behind the division of these two seats is that the premises of Hamdard University is more close to towards the Balochistan. Therefore, the all environmental factors are different as compared to the Karachi. So we wanted to grow these seeds at two places in Pakistan in order to see the effect of various environmental factors on the growth of these seeds as well. So we opted the methodology in a way that in ICCBS, the field was established, and all these seeds were grown as per requirement of their temperature in the suitable time of the year, by keeping in mind to evaluate the four parameters: their genome analysis, their detailed mass analysis, phytochemical investigation to study to observe and study the changes happened into their natural in their secondary metabolites, and of course to study the effect of this microgravity and other parameters due to space on the biological activities of these seeds. So this is the picture of the field for space seeds grown at the ICCBS. At the ICCBS, the project was initiated in March by sowing these four plants, and later on, at the end of 2023, the three plants were also seeds of three plants were also for growing. Cotton, all of us knows very well, the most important natural fiber in terms of economy. Pakistan is an agriculture country, therefore the cotton was chosen in order to study the effect of space parameters on the growth of and of course on the fiber quality of the cotton. The soil was prepared as per the requirement of the cotton. And then you can see that these are the pictures of the control, that is the seeds on earth. And after that, the picture of the plants grown from the space, returned from the seeds returned from space. And you can see both of them are in healthy condition. Okay, let's have a look at it. During this 5 or 10 minutes, I will focus on the physical parameters as well. So you can see that a total 50 plants of each control and space were allowed to be germinated, and under these various conditions, provided conditions, 18 seeds from control and 31 from space were germinated. So the percent germination for space was almost double as compared to the control. And as far as the height of the plants are concerned, though the height of the plants grown from these seeds returned from space are little bit higher as compared to the control, whereas the number of flowers and number of shoots were not very much considerably different. As far as the cotton fiber quality analysis is concerned, it is already in progress, and we will be able to share the results of that within 2 or 3 months. Second plant was chosen Moringa oleifera, a well-known plant currently in fashion to address the malnutrition. This plant was chosen only because of the nutritional value. As it is mentioned that this plant is 20 times more, this plant has 25 times more iron than spinach, 7 times more vitamin C than oranges, and all other parameters as well. So you can see that the soil was prepared by careful parameters sharing, and after that, you can see that these are the healthy plants of control and space in our field. Okay, have a look on the physical parameters. So we can see that the 15 seeds each of the control and space were germinated in 3 days' time. And the germination was observed to be 80% in case of space and 93% in case of control. As far as the height of plants are concerned, both control and space are the height of both of these plants are same, but we can see that the number of shoots, or in other words, the health of space plant is control plant is more as compared to the space. But these are the physical parameters. We can conclude the final report on the basis of the nutritional value analysis, which is in process. Okay, the third plant is another medicinally important plant, Tribulus terrestris, commonly known as cocoa. The reason behind the choosing of this plant is that this plant is well reported in traditional medicine system to treat the skin irritation and for the cure of the various type of wounds. Perhaps this was the challenge for the team of workers at the ICCPS, because the seeds were not in friendly manner to be grown, and unfortunately we tried several times, but from control the no germination was observed. Only one plant was germinated, and at certain point of time it got died. Whereas from a space, the 9 plants were germinated among 108 seeds, but only one plant is surviving in our field.
So, I'm sorry to interrupt, but due to shortage of time, you are requested to please wrap up your talk in 3 to 4 minutes. I'm so sorry, but we are running out of time. 3 to 4 minutes, please, for wrapping up.
Okay. No, I will conclude it very quickly, Fazima.
Thank you so much. Thank you for listening.
So the next plant is henna. Henna is very well known in Asian countries for preparing these these designs on hand in order to celebrate the various festivals. But the most important part of this is the cure ability of this plant for skin conditions. And we can see that both control and space, the plants are in good condition. Fever nut was also grown in a very well condition at our fields. And as far as the difference in the space and control, germination and height is concerned, so we can say that the space plants are little bit, the control plants are little bit higher in height as compared to the space. Winter cherry, the winter cherries, the germination of winter cherries was observed to be very good. But unfortunately, the plants were not very well grown as we expected. But the next phase of studying the phytochemical investigation of this plant are in process. Fenugreek seed, they are also very well important in case of their pharmacological properties, and this was the reason behind to choose them. And unfortunately, no germination was observed in these seeds, both in space. However, the control seeds were grown. Detailed metabolic studies on 3 plants, that is cotton, gokul, and moringa, was also carried out in order to study the effect on secondary metabolites. And it was concluded that a different pattern of metabolites was observed between control and space plants. Some upregulated or downregulated pathways were also observed by the team, and the detail, and I think one of the manuscript is at this stage of the writing. Whole genome sequence analysis was also carried out by one of our group at the ICCPS for Moringa oleifera, and for cotton it is also in progress. So in conclusion, we can say that in cotton we notice higher germination and early flowering and ball formation in space as compared to control. In moringa, control trees were more healthier with more number of shoots and fruit spots. Gokru showed some germination. Henna plants are slightly higher germination in space as compared to control. Fever nut grown from space returned seeds were shorter, while control had high germination and taller with slightly more number of shoots. Fenugreek showed no germination in space, whereas winter cherry showed high germination in control, and further data analysis is in progress. Where as far as for metabolomic studies, I have already mentioned. But for genome analysis, let me say that Moringa has disclosed 1.419 million variants that is shared by both the space and the control samples. Whereas 60 single nucleotide variant sites were found to be unique in control seeds, whereas 32 single nucleotide variant sites found to be unique in space seeds. So thank you very much, and I wanted to avail this opportunity to congratulate Professor Dr. Zinmin Liu for having been decorated by Tamgha-e-Qaid-e-Azam from the government of Pakistan. And thank you so much for your patience.
Thank you very much, Professor Dr. Samar, and thank you for your kind understanding. Now we move on to the next speaker. We have Mr. Manzoor Ali Gulzar, who is the Director of Health and OTC at Drug Regulatory Authority of Pakistan. The title of his talk today is Regulatory Framework for Alternative and Health Products in Pakistan. Sir, I request you to please wrap up your talk in 10 minutes.
Professor Dr. Iqbal Chaudhary, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum. The topic of my presentation is regulatory framework for alternative medicines and health products in Pakistan. Before going to the presentation, I would just like to enlighten that DRAP has the authority consists of 1 CEO and 13 directors. Before the promulgation of DRAP Act 2012, there were no express provision for law for the regulation of alternative medicines and health products. Regulatory Authority of Pakistan was established in 2012 in pursuance of the DRAP Act. Manufacture, import, export, storage, distribution, and sale of therapeutic goods, including alternative medicines and health products, were given under the mandate of the DRAP. In the DRAP, a division was established, which is one of 13 divisions with the name of Health and OTC Division products, is mandated for the regulation of alternative medicine and health products. At the same act, the rules were notified in 2014 with the name of the Alternative Medicines and Health Products Enlistment Rules. And enlistment was defined in those rules with the purpose that the existing working persons in the field should come under that ambit of the DRAP, and then we will move forward for proper registration and licensing of these products. Under these existing rules, only the 5 parameters were addressed, which were for the local manufacturer, importers, locally manufactured products, imported products, and contract manufacturing. And alternative medicine was defined and was elaborated in such a manner to cover indigenous and Unani medicines, imported medicinal products, homeopathic medicines, herbal preparations, herbal substance, proprietary medicines, herbal medicinal products, and phytomedicines. The Drug Regulatory Authority of Pakistan defined the health products in such a manner that the products covers the probiotics, disinfectants, nutritional products, food supplements, baby milk and foods, medicated cosmetics, medicated soaps, and medicated shampoos. Now, under these rules, we have 8 forms which covers the procedure for enlistment. I am talking about the enlistment of the products, which are defined as alternative medicines and health products. Form 1 covers the local manufacturers to apply for the manufacturing of the products in Pakistan. That provides only administrative and technical parts in the form. And Form 2 covers the enlistment of the importers or the agent of the importers into the Pakistan. And Form 3 covers the form for application for enlistment of locally manufactured products or Me Too products. And Form 4 is covering the enlistment for disease-based or remedy-based applications for the products which covers under the alternate medicines and health products. And Form 4 is specified for only for the products which are imported into Pakistan, which covers all the data, safety, quality, and efficacy of that product, as well as the stability studies as well. Form 6 covers the format of license for the importers as well as the local manufacturers, while Form 7 covers the format of certificate for enlistment of the product for local manufacturer and the imported product. Form 8 covers only the contract manufacturing products which are allowed from one manufacturer to other manufacturer that can manufacture on the basis of one applicant and that can market in the product. The evaluation criteria we have for any enlistment holder for manufacturing that must have the manufacturing and quality control facilities and principle of quality assurance for contract manufacturing and contract testing analysis. And the application for new pharmaceutical and new product ingredient shall submit safety, efficacy, and quality data as per recognized evidence and standards which are defined in our rules. For that purpose, for the verification of the quality control facilities, authority through panel of inspectors or authorized officers can verify the facilities that the person who is being enlisted for the manufacturing of the facilities in Pakistan, he has to get certain minimum criteria to be qualify for the license enlistment for manufacture of the products. For import of documents shall be attested by the regulatory authority of that country of origin and verified by the embassy or consulate of Pakistan in that country. The limitation existing rules has some limitations. As earlier I said, it was just only emphasized on the persons who are already in the market and in the field to cover them and to bring them into the ambit of the trap. Therefore, it has limitations for licensing, registration of the product, labeling requirements, renewal of manufacturer and importers, renewal of products, post-licensing and post-registration variations, and technical staff procedure for approval. To cover all these limitations, we have framed new rules, which are in process of the approval of the authority, which will cover all these aspects which I have showed in the limitations, that they will cover the renewal process, licensing process, registration of the products, and labeling requirements, penalties, import and export processes, all would be covered and are covered in the new proposed rules. These rules will ensure the comprehensive regulation regarding licensing. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. Now we'll move on to our next speaker, Professor Dr. Atiyat Wahab. She's associated with Dr. Panjwani Center for Molecular Medicine and Drug Research at International Center for Chemical and Biological Sciences. The title of our talk is Herbal Medicines in Prevention and Treatment of Neurological Disorders. Please welcome Dr. Atiyat.
Thank you so much. First, I would like to thank my teacher and mentor, Professor Mohammad Iqbal Chaudhry, who invited me in this workshop. And I would also like to congratulate Professor Zinmin Liu on the receiving of this civil award, which actually shows your contribution for Pakistanis and in their research and career. So actually, I would like to initially thought that we can discuss Parkinson's and Alzheimer's disease, but due to the shortage of time, so I'm only discussing our research work related to Parkinson's disease. This work has been conducted at ICCBS under the supervision of my mentor, Professor Mohammad Iqbal Chaudhry, who guided us in each and every step. So we all know Parkinson's disease is a serious problem in worldwide, and about 7 to 10 million people worldwide are suffering with Parkinson's disease, and up till 2040, the number of people who are suffering with Parkinson will almost be doubled. And so in Parkinson's disease, there are two major symptoms. One is the main symptoms that due to which the disease was diagnosed, which include resting tremor and bradykinesia, which is slow motion, and muscle rigidity, and postural inability, disability or inability, and instability. And the non-motor symptoms include depression, anxiety, disturbed sleep, And here you could see that this is one of the major reason is there are many reasons, but one of the substance which is responsible is depletion of dopamine, and due to which is actually produced in substantia nigra, and this is the path. So with the passage of time, when the disease get worsen, the dopamine level decreases, and about not only this, the Parkinson disease patient also get dementia, which means about 4 patients in 5, if total 5 patients, 4 get dementia with the passage of time. And not only dopamine, but also with the passage of time, alpha-synuclein is a protein which also defolded or misfolded and form the inclusion bodies. That is also one of the problem. And here there are several treatment options that are available that includes the treatment, the very common carbidopa, levodopa as a mixture, and which is available as a cinnamate in the market. And there are different activities and maintenance of vitamin D3 and surgery, but it's this all these medicines or therapy is actually to control the symptoms, and there is no treatment so far available for Parkinson disease, and the patients really compromise their lifestyle. And here we have developed under the guidance and supervision of Professor Iqbal Chaudhry. What happened? Okay, under the guidance and supervision of Professor Iqbal Chaudhry, we have developed several dietary herbal health supplements, and among them, the 2 of the supplement which gave the best result, I'm going to present here. And here, these are the 10 plants that these are all dietary in nature. So we selected these plants based on their reported data on anti-Parkinson, antioxidant, and for a neuroprotective effect. And then with the combination of these 10 plants, we have done an extensive in vivo studies, and Professor Liu also guided us, and he, in one of our meeting with him, we presented our research work, and he guided us that the 10 plants perhaps are too much and we need to reduce the number of plants. And then we have done the extensive in vivo studies on each of the individual plant, and then decrease the number of plant to these 7 plants. And we call it dietary herbal health supplement 8. Because there are many other supplements that we tried, but this we got the best results. And first step was the development of Parkinson model, in vivo Parkinson model, and there are many ways, and in which MPTP, OHDA, and rotenone is being used chemically to induce the Parkinson in rats or mice. And we selected rotenone based on the in vivo assay for its most relevant model, and among these. And rotenone is a naturally occurring flavonoid, which is plant flavonoid, and it's very neurotoxic. And we have given to our rats oral actually intravenous drug administration, and intraperitoneal and intravenous, and to our rats. So here is a study designs. We have selected, there are several groups of animals, and I would like to mention that not 100% animals got the Parkinson disease. About 30 to 60% rats got this symptoms developed for the Parkinson disease, and the rest remain healthy, because Parkinson is not the disease for rats. So we need to induce this chemically. And so there are control group of rats and rotenone induced group of rat, and we optimize the dose 2 milligram per kg body weight for 28 days. And then there are many symptoms that we have seen. So the scoring criteria which we use is again based on one of the Chinese paper that we followed. And it also depends on, it also shows the scoring criteria like human scoring criteria of Parkinson. So here, these are the group results of the group of pathological. The reason of this one is to, because this is not the rat diseases, so sometimes we need to decrease how much are getting back to its original condition. So we could see that there are some rats that goes to self-recovery. And here, these are the group of the drug Cenemet, and the groups of the rats were treated with Cenemet. And we could see overall that about 30% improvement in the behavioral symptom using the Cenemet, which is standard drug for Parkinson. And the Herbal Health supplement, overall, there are different scores from 2 to 8. So overall, about 55% improvement of the symptoms that we could see. And with the number 8, we could see 57% overall improvement. I'm just going a little bit faster. So, and then we have also checked the effect of these on the neurotransmitter, not only the behavioral effect, but we have take out the substantia nigra and then analyze on the UPLC method, and we could find these two neurotransmitters, dopamine and serotonin, which are, you could see these are the not normal control and this is the pathological control. And with these two, the amount is quite increased, and which is comparable to the normal normal rats. And we have got the US patent, and these are the products that we have developed, some biscuits, powder, honey pills, and fiber smoothie. So, and nature contain a huge number of exciting pharmacophores that can lead for the discovery of new and novel treatment options. And these are my research supervisor, Professor Iqbal Chaudhary. This is the team. It's myself and Professor Dr. Humaira Zafar. She's my colleague, and Ms. Taha Naz and Amsal Shafkat, and HEC and Searle Company, who have given quite good financial support to run this project. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Dr. India. Now we have the last speaker of our workshop today, Professor Dr. Jamshed Iqbal, who is a professor at Comstech University, Islamabad, Ahmedabad campus. The title of his talk is Speed to Receptor-Mediated Mechanisms for Traditional Chinese Medicine in Neuropathic Pain, Bridging Ancient Remedies and Modern Therapeutics. Sir, I welcome you to deliver your talk in 10 minutes, please. Please welcome.
So, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. So we are just waiting for the presentation. Meanwhile, it is about the purinergic receptors. It is one of the, it belongs to the GPCR, glycoprotein coupled receptor. So they are agonist or the antagonist, like they are agonized by the purines like ATP, adenosine triphosphate, adenosine, and so on. So in this talk, I will just focus how the traditional Chinese medicines, they act as agonist or the antagonist on the different receptors, and then they can treat like neuropathic pain. So last year I visited China, and I was really pleased to practice their different. I have used their different treatments, like acupuncture. I felt very good effects. Similarly, I also tried this heart compression method, and similarly, I used the method of the Tibet fumigation method. So these are the quite popular natural healing methods. So I was regularly used to visit the doctors for the acupuncture. Similarly, I also visited the Chinese traditional medicine hospital, which was like very big hospital, like it was bigger than the Shifa International Hospital. So different floors that every was very focused for the different type of Chinese treatments like acupuncture and cupping therapy. And there was like several people, they were visiting regularly for that treatment. So now we come to the point. So P2 receptor mediated mechanism of traditional Chinese medicine in neuropathic pain, bridging ancient remedies with the modern therapies. So as I said earlier, GPCR, it is one of the biggest class of, these are the main drug targets. So from the GPCRs, we focus on the purinergic signaling pathways, in which we focus on the purine receptors, in which we have the P2X, P2Y, and P1 receptors. So I just go a bit quickly. So again, these purinergic receptors are subdivided into P1 receptor, which is adenosine act as an agonist. Similarly, ion channels P2X and GPCR P2Y, they are the ATP as the agonist of these receptors, and sometimes UDP as the agonist of the receptors. So the role of the P2 receptor in neuropathic pain, purinergic P2 receptor play a crucial role in the various neurological disorder, including neuropathic pain. So their compounds are present in the traditional Chinese medicine. They can act as the antagonist of these receptors, and then they can act as a drug. So like in the acupuncture, also similarly, it releases the ATP from the cells, and it acts as a agonist of the P2X receptors, and then it is degraded by the different hydrolyzing enzymes into ADP and AMP, and finally the adenosine is the product. Adenosine is the agonist of the adenosine receptors. So these are the two compounds which are the antagonist of the P2X3 receptors. Like these are present in the Chinese traditional medicine. So this is also sulfonolic acid from antithrombic TCM. So these are the three Chinese traditional medicines. They have been frequently used. So these are the three compounds which were isolated, and their effects as an antagonist were measured at the P2Y1 and P2Y12 receptor. So they act as an antithrombotic. So these are the mechanism of the different Chinese herbal medicines which act on the different type of receptors. So there is again, only there are very few drugs have been approved for the as a drug and as an antagonist of the receptors like P2Y12. So clopidogrel and some other drugs. But there is only one drug at the P2Y12 agonist, which act as an agonist. But there is still a large room for the exploration of the new drugs like P2X7 receptors. So it has a role in multiple diseases. So we also synthesize several molecules based on the scaffold, like adamantine derivatives, and we investigated on the different type of receptors. So also different other compounds, we also test them in the behavioral model of the mice. And they shows the antidepressant like properties. Sorry. So we have collaborations, and I'm grateful to the funding agencies, and I'm very much thankful to Professor Dr. Iqbal Chaudhry for inviting and giving this opportunity at this forum and to learn from the very nice people. And thank you very much, and Shishia.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Now we have come to the conclusion of our technical session. We will now go on for the media briefing, which will be held in the auditorium. I would only request the Chinese delegates and the speakers to please go to the auditorium on the ground floor using the elevators, whereas the participants are requested to please wait here for a couple of minutes, and we will go also in the auditorium, but later on. Thank you very much to all our speakers for their excellent talks. All the participants, please remain seated. Only Chinese can go. Can sir, आप ये Chinese को लेके चलें, please. And the speakers said Dr. Jamshed, Dr. Atia, Dr. Raza, you can also go in the auditorium.